every single foster home I've been to, I was abused.
Really?
I was punched. I was smacked with like cords like this, or you know, TV cords. Yeah, man, I was beaten. You ever seen like Passion of the Christ?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how he was beaten, like that's how they would beat me, like punched in the face for no reason. So he pointed like this. I'm standing right here and I'm looking and I'm just like, oh fuck, like I'm about to get shot in the middle of my fucking yard, you know. And then my boy comes, and my other boy comes. The main thing about mistakes is that you got to learn from it. You know what I'm saying? You can make as many mistakes, but what builds true character is learning from that mistake and saying, all right, that didn't work like that, I'm not gonna do it again.
Welcome to the Tested and Twisted podcast. You guys don't know this, but this is our second time starting this podcast, so my bad, bro. My bad.
Hey, shit happens, bro.
We get these. You just like sit in the chair, you start talking, and you're like, "Oh, let's start the podcast." And then next thing you know, you're like, "Oh shit, memory cards are full. Shit's not recording. This isn't happening."
That means you're working, bro. That means you're working.
All right, bro. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good.
Good. Happy to hear it.
Like Pitbull said, every day above ground is a great day.
Hell yeah, I like that. I like that.
Gotta live by that.
All right. We're starting at the top. We're starting it over. We got like 3 minutes into this, and then we had to stop. So, foster care system. That's where your life started, huh?
That's where my life started, bro. It started very young. I never had a childhood. It was it was tough. It was tough when I was young. So from what I remember, and like I said, it's damn near clear, as if it was like yesterday. It was two people dressed in Men in Black outfits. You know, they had their little suits and whatever. There was my brother. It was a couple of us in there, mind you. There's 6 of us. At that time, there was only 5 of us. So I'll get to that story too. They come in. Well, first they knock. My birth mother's boyfriend at the time darted through the back, like just dipped the fuck off.
Yeah, took off.
So obviously he knew something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're young. We don't know what the hell's going on. Right. We just know somebody knocked on the door.
Yeah, and you know those knocks too.
Yeah,
when you've been in that shit for a minute,
for sure.
You know the knock.
Especially when someone's like looking through the little blind and they're like, oh, time to go.
We've been there.
Yeah.
We all know.
Woo! Many times before, bro. Many times before. But I remember I was told to like go hide. In my mind, I'm like, fuck, like, go hide. So I'm hiding under the bed, you know, in my birth mother's room. I'm hiding under the bed, and they're coming in the house like expecting, you know. Then they see my little brother. I don't remember who was who at that time. Again, everything was so fast and just.
And you're hiding underneath the bed and shit.
Yeah. And they're literally like disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember the lady there, like looking at the home and seeing no food. One thing of like the baby.
The formula type shit.
It wasn't. It's the thing that's in the jar. It was a banana flavor.
Okay. You know, so yeah, like some kind of formula or like Ensure or something.
Yeah. It looked like apple juice or like applesauce or whatever.
Yeah, I got you.
One little thing of those. Mind you, there's like a bunch of us kids in that house.
Yeah, you are not sharing all that.
Yeah, no. And then there was like expired rice on the stove, and man, it was just it was not suitable for kids. Like that's basically what they saw. But you can see the lady just having a tear, and then she's trying to be gentle. You know. First time I ever heard a woman speak gentle, and was just like, "You guys want to go to Chuck E. Cheese?" You know, It's like talking to a dog and then be like, "Outside, or a treat." My ears perked up. Chuck E. Cheese. Like the only time I heard that was on the TV. Like,
I seen that commercial.
Let's go. Whole time, that was just alluring, just to get us. And at that time, my birth mother was crying like hysterically, just crying. Don't go. Fuck you mean don't go? I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. What are you talking about? I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So they're gathering all us up, put us in the car, and that was the beginning of a new life.
And then when they put you in that first, let's stop at this little section here quick. So, was your mom on drugs?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know which drugs?
I want to say everything, bro.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations.
You know, I want to say, yeah, everything. Like, yeah, everything, bro.
And you said that at this point there was 5 of you.
Yeah. There's 5 of us. 4 or 5 of us.
And where do you fall in that lineage?
I'm the second oldest.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
So, it's David, me, Joe, Robert, Ivan, and then my little brother Sam. These are, like I said, and again, this is gonna be a story, you know, later on. But it's 6 of us that got adopted.
Mm-hmm.
Sam's not born yet, so we don't know about Sam during this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
At what age was I? I don't remember.
Okay.
You know,
You
I
were
just
little.
know. Yeah, we were very little, and so there's 5 of us in that home. No food. I had just underwears, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, you know, one of my brothers was in the crib. I think it was Robert that was in the crib. Now that I think about it. Dirty diapers, just filled with piss and
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
completely
shit just,
soiled.
Yeah, it was just not good, you know.
It's just
Yeah.
so sad, man.
Yeah.
So
And
fucked
it
up.
was yeah. I think about it and I'm just like, damn, like I really been through a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I've really been through a lot, and a lot of people look at me and they're just like, bro, like how do you smile like through all of that? It's like, no, you see me smile, but behind closed doors, I'm not really smiling. Like, you know, I give you the illusion that I'm okay, and I am okay, but I'm not the okay that you think I am. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
I know exactly what you're saying.
yeah, so it's like, but every day above ground is a great day. I could be in a worse position, but at the end of the day, what I went through is not a product of who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
All of that, and I have a tattoo on my arm that says, "Without struggle, there's no progress."
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Definitely.
and I feel like that defines me very well of who I am and where I'm going. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, getting off topic real quick. Well, getting off topic of what I was talking about. So, when I said this was the beginning of a whole new life, yeah, Chuck E. Cheese was not. We didn't go to Chuck E. Cheese, bro. No, we
CPS
went.
brought your ass somewhere way different than that.
Yeah, and it was a group home, a foster home, and I remember a bunch of kids in there, and I remember my first night. It was well, here's the sad part. When they took us to foster care, damn, I remember all this. This is like memories that like were vaulted in the back of my
Isn't that
head, because
crazy?
like, yeah, and now
You
I'm
start
like
talking about it, and it's just
yeah,
like, oh,
and I'm
fuck.
just like, holy shit, like I remember this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So it was me and David, who was, you know, the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
They kept us together,
Mm-hmm.
and then they took away Joe, Robert, and Ivan. So from that day, my brothers disappeared.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
They took them to a different foster home, and it was always just me and David together. And there was so much going on that I never like thought about it until now. Like now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, damn, like it's just crazy, like of just what I went through. You know, I don't wish that on no one. Ever, bro. Like ever.
Most people will never go through even 1% of that. Like that situation alone would be enough to break most people. You know?
Yeah.
Like people don't understand like that. I mean, I don't understand. I was never in foster care system. I had other issues, you know, like I never met my biological dad, had all that bullshit, grew up poor, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine, dude. I couldn't fucking imagine growing up in foster care. Like, I just couldn't imagine like getting torn away from everything you know. Even if you know, even because when you're little like that and you don't have food, you don't have this, you don't have that, and like your parents are on drugs, you're still like content in a way because that's all you've ever known.
Yeah.
And then you get ripped from that, And like that creates like this thing, you know, like people don't understand that does something to your brain.
Like survivor mode kicks in, and it's
Exactly.
just like I remember before CPS picked us up, and I was living with my birth mother in that small ass like little, I don't even know what it was. There was a gas station across the street, and I would steal from the gas station. And the thing is that the guy was never mad.
Mm-hmm.
Never. He would just, shit. At times, give me a little Debbie snack, like eat that. You know what I'm saying? And
He knew.
And go home. Yeah, like. But I never thought of it like, I'm just thinking like, damn, I'm gonna get in trouble. But like, I'm over here trying to be sneaky. But I can remember him just nodding like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Just take it.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
So.
What do you remember that first night in the foster care system?
I do.
Can you paint that picture for us?
Yeah, so it was a house, and I remember there was stairs, like a little balcony looking over the stairs. And then there was this room, and it was painted, and there was like Mickey Mouse and whatever painted on the walls. And at that moment, I'm like, oh, dope. Like, this is, to me, it was, that first night felt like vacation because they gave me a shower. They gave me food. They showed nurturing. They, like, I don't want to say love because that shit was fake at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But they showed that they cared.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then there was a bunch of other little kids in there, and we're all at a table. And I'm eating a meal for the first fucking time. I'm eating. I don't know what was on the plate, but I remember eating. And, like, I don't know if you ever go, like, a day or two. That's too long. But if you go, like, a whole day without eating, right?
Yeah, I mean,
and then you
fast
decide,
every day pretty much.
Yeah, and then you decide to eat. You can't eat so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, because your stomach is so small. Like, a fact is your stomach is just as big as your fist. Like, that's a fact. But, obviously we eat more than just our fist.
Yeah,
but at that time,
right.
I was just, here's the sad thing. When I was eating, I would eat like this. And I would look up. And I did that for years. Why? Because I didn't want nobody to take, this is my shit.
It's my shit.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's my food. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
a
Stop playing with me.
A little prisoner.
Yeah, so, but.
We laugh, but this shit ain't fucked.
Yeah, they would look at me and be like, no, and then like they'll move my hand or whatever, and I'm like I would sit there like just look at them like puppy eyes, like this. I thought this was for me, like. Then the lady's trying to explain, like, no, you don't have to, like, you're okay, like no one's gonna take your food, just eat, like no one's gonna take your food. But it was so like programmed in my mind, like. Just put your hand over and protect your shit. You know what I'm saying? Eat as much as you can. And I was always eating fast too. Like, I'm trying to scarf this shit in before somebody takes my plate.
Right.
And anyways, after that, again, a shower. I remember the shower. I remember it being a hot, warm shower, soap, cleaning my hair, clipping my fingernails. Like, I remember that. It was because I felt like a prince, royalty, like, treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, they looking out for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a spa day type shit.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah, I never had this before.
So we end up going, they put us upstairs. They had my brother in another room. And then I was with I don't know who the hell was in that room, but it was somebody else in that room. But that first night there, I had a nightmare. And it fucked me up. Like, and ever since then, I kept having nightmares. So I was never comfortable. I was never content. But if I'm not mistaken, I think I was only in that group home for maybe like 3 weeks.
And then where do they ship you off to?
Then they sent me to a motherfucking foster home.
And what was that like?
Horrible.
Yeah?
Horrible. Because that was the beginning of the worst days of my life.
What's that process like when you're finding a foster home? Are they just like, all right, this is where you're going, and they drop you off? Does someone come pick you up? How do they do that? Do you know? Like, obviously but do you remember?
Yeah. So it's both.
Okay.
So sometimes they'll come to the foster home, and basically I am a product.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm for sale.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, come check this kid out and see if you like how he looks, and you know what I'm saying, and if he's young enough, and you know, like innocent enough, and now you can look at his, you know, his little paperwork and see like what kind of traumas this guy's been through and blah blah blah.
It's like
Sold or not sold, you know what I'm saying?
Carfax report type shit.
Exactly, bro. And again, I didn't learn all this until after, like I was grown, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been to several foster homes.
Okay.
And every single foster home I've been to, I was abused.
Really?
I was punched. I was smacked with like cords like this, or
Like
you know,
get
TV
whipped.
cords. Yeah, man, I was beaten. You ever seen like Passion of the Christ?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how he was beaten, like that's how they would beat me, like punched in the face for no reason. Like if I'm looking at you, and then they just had the urge just to knock me in my shit. Like, what the fuck you looking at, bro? Yeah, that's how I got this split in my eyebrow.
Oh shit! I thought that was a barber thing.
No, I got it. This is an actual scar.
I saw that and I was thinking to myself,
I just embraced it because it looked cool.
It does
you know
look
what
cool.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
I have my scar makes my shit like spread out so it doesn't look cool, and I was like, damn, that's tight.
Yeah. So this is an actual scar from abuse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I remember this one. This was the lady's name. Fuck you, bitch. The lady's name. Her name is Sue Turner.
Sue Turner, you're a fucking bitch, and nobody likes you.
Nobody
but she's
likes
probably
you.
not even around no more.
If I ever find out where your grave is, I'm pissing on that shit.
Let me know. I'll come with you.
Yeah. So she that lady was fucking psycho.
Well, let's not. Was that the first house, or was that later down the road?
This was later down the road.
So let's go back to that first house. What was the situation? Were they white people, black people, mixed people? What was the situation with them?
No, majority of the houses that I went to were black people. They were or Mexicans.
Okay.
So Mexicans or black people. Like, yeah.
So how long were you at that first home?
Like a month.
Okay. And then how does that work when they're like, all right, we're bringing this kid back, we're returning him?
Yeah, I think they signed a little contract, and we're a check. So now they get I don't even know how much the checks are. I don't even want to know how much I was sold for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that would just piss me the fuck off to know that I was a check.
Right, you were $225 a month.
Yeah. I mean, come on now. If you're a check, you're not going to give a fuck about the child that's been through trauma and that's been through everything in your house. You just care about that check. At least you would think you would care about who's in your home and whatever. No, bro, we were just... There was no beds. There was nothing. Like, I remember... I don't even know how they got approved.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing. In my mind, I'm sitting here thinking, this sounds exactly like the situation you just came from.
Yeah.
So it's like, why the fuck are they even bringing you to this place? Like, how they
just to check. It was just to get me out of that, to put me in. I feel like I would have rather stayed at my birth mother's home, suffering, than to go through what I went through and be tortured. You know, because like I said, that was the beginning of a horrible era that I went through, and no bullshit, it fucked me up.
Yeah,
It fucked me up bad.
Fuck up anybody.
Yeah. And so the first house, it was on the couch, and I want to say my brother was with me. I think he was with me throughout my whole journey through foster care. I don't think they ever split us up. And yeah, I think I remember just eating enough to get by. It was never like, it was never care. It was never like, oh, hey, there's breakfast, or come down for dinner, or come down for lunch. Like, it was just like, here's a piece of bread with some butter, or here's a snack, or everyone eats in their family, and then there's like, oh, here's leftovers. Here, eat this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like that. It was never like, they cared to make me a plate just out of love, you know? And
Yeah,
this was
there's no
every
love.
single foster home that I went to, except one lady. Her name was Eusebia. She was a Spanish lady. She was a sweet old lady. And she was caring. She was very caring. She would make, you know, coffee with like the in Spanish, conchas, which is like a, I don't know if you ever had them, but they're like, it's like a Mexican pastry.
Oh, I
It's
know what
got
you're
that
talking
pink
about.
thing on.
Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
so
about.
it was that with coffee and like, or like graham crackers or whatever. She was a sweet old lady, you know. I don't know what happened. I think she passed away. You know, and they took us away from that. But
So how many of these homes did you get shipped off to before you end up like A, going to just like a school, and B, how long were you like at all of these houses? Or does it just differ?
yeah, it just
I don't know
differed.
anything about this shit, so I'm just trying to like gauge like
Yeah,
the situation here.
I mean, mind you, this is many years ago. Like I think the social workers and how they work now is completely different than what they were back then. Like back then, I think it was just like this. And again, they can't quote me on that because I don't know what social workers get paid, if it's like per person, like they put like they house or whatever, or like. But to my understanding, that's how it was back then. You know what I'm saying? And
And I'm sure every state is different.
yeah, yeah. And so this is Wisconsin. We're talking about
Yeah.
Wisconsin. And I don't remember. The only school that I remember going to when I was young was a school called Longfellow Elementary, and that was in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And that was with the last home that I was in before all the cyclings of the foster homes and the group homes and all that. You know?
Okay. Okay.
And so I know I went to a lot. I know I went to a lot.
Is there anything that you want to touch on that sticks out from, let's just say, before middle school that you feel like is an imperative part of the story that we need to talk about?
Abuse,
Just hello abuse.
man. That's it. I was getting beat so much that there was a point where I got hit and I laughed
That's
because
fucked
it
up.
was just like
It's like
I
the
seen
same-
it come. There was no flinching. There was no nothing. It was just like, all right, let me just turn around, or where you want to hit me at today? Like in my face? Here, go ahead, do it. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna hit me with a pan? Fuck it. I prefer you know the extension cord. But
yeah, but if it's the pan today, I guess we're getting
if it's the
pan.
pan today,
At least get the red
fuck it.
pan.
Yeah, like shit.
That's
at
so
least,
fucked
at
up, dude.
least don't make it hot. You know,
Yeah.
at least
That's
is
so
it cool down? Like,
Dude,
man,
what the fuck is wrong with people?
yeah. And there was a point in time where one of the foster homes, they had me in a basement, and there was a spider down there, and I made friends with that spider. Yeah, I named him Frederick.
Frederick the
I don't know.
Spider.
Yeah, exactly. And my brother could tell you that was my friend. That spider was fucking scary looking, but would never hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they would have chihuahuas go down in the basement and fucking attack my ankle. And you know, there was a barrel. Like, have you ever seen like Sesame Street? You know the trash can guy.
Yeah,
So it was
yeah.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they would fill that shit up with water, bro, and they'll put me in it and close the lid
What
to the
fuck?
point to where like we almost drowned it. Yeah, they even did that to my brother Robert.
So they're like, and was this a discipline thing in their eyes? Like, would they use
No,
anything?
fuck no. They took satisfaction in that.
They're just sick people.
Yeah, yeah. They would they would punch my brother in the face. He would bleed. They would have a cup and and then make one of us drink it. Bro, they were fucking psychos.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just some sick ass people.
Yeah.
Man. There's so many.
Fuck
sick-
y'all too. You know what I'm saying?
There's just so many sick people in this world.
What's her name?
Yeah, we got to put all these people out there.
I forgot her name.
I mean, realistically, most of them have probably died. Most of them are probably on drugs too. You know, they're probably long gone. By this
Oh
point.
yeah. You know, cause my God works.
Mm-hmm.
So he gonna take care of the devil's work. You know what I'm saying? So I know they're gone. I know they're probably deceased. And if not, I'm sure people done taken care of that. You know, like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
somebody
definitely.
probably did the dirty work.
I mean, eventually, at some point, if they didn't die from drugs or whatever they were doing, they ended up in jail at event.
Yeah,
at some
yeah. I was
point.
just gonna say I'm almost 100% positive that the last people that we were with, they're definitely in prison.
So let's fast forward to that middle school time. What kind of student were you,
In middle school.
if you remember? And if you can't remember middle school, the thing is with trauma, man, is like, you know, you go through these things and your brain does this thing where it like cuts certain
Yeah.
shit off.
Yeah.
Know? So it's like you might not be able to remember certain things, and that's fine.
In middle school, I think I was cool. I was cool in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Mahone Middle School, and that was in Kenosha.
Kenosha, dude. I haven't heard
Kenosha.
Kenosha come out of someone's mouth in a minute.
Yeah, Kenosha, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Were you a child that was acting out, or were you worried about discipline to the point where you're like, I'm just gonna just stay in my lane, I'm just gonna keep my head down and just try to?
Nah, fuck no. I was an active kid.
Yeah.
In middle school, I was Yeah, I thought I was the shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think we all went through that.
Yeah, I had cool friends back then, and
Yeah.
I discipline and whatever. Nah, I didn't care about that.
Yeah,
was just
I
more
feel
like
you.
I was a rebel. You
Yeah.
know, like. Because at that time, now I'm growing up. Now I'm teaching myself wrong from right. You know what I'm saying? And I think actually at that time, I was my adopted parents.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they were the ones. You know, they're amazing people. They're heaven sent. You know.
Mm.
Yeah. So Jeff and Rebecca Landmark, I love you guys. You know, even though I don't talk to you guys as much, but I love you guys.
So when did you become a landmark?
Um,
And how'd that happen?
2003.
Okay. And how old were you when that happened?
I don't remember.
No.
I think like 12.
Okay. So you were
Yeah.
like in that middle school, almost high school age.
Yeah.
Okay. And you met them and you said they're heaven sent. You knew right out the gate that they were great people, or were you hesitant?
Yeah. So it's crazy because the first day that we lived with them was December 23rd. So the day before Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And they took all of us. It wasn't just one. So, backtrack. One day when I was in elementary, they took us out of the school.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, hey, we have someone to show you guys. And mind you, this has been many years past that we're already like adapted to the foster home and the group home and whatever. And for however long, my birth brother, Joe, Robert, and Ivan were being housed around the corner, and we didn't even know it for however long, and we reunited, and then they put us all in the same home at the end.
So these people ended up taking on 6 kids.
5.
5 kids.
5.
Okay.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. My mom and dad actually graduated from North Central Bible College,
Okay.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
and they're my dad's from Minnesota. His
Oh, no
family,
shit.
and then my mom, her family is from Chicago,
Chicago.
Or Illinois area.
Okay.
I think somewhere over there.
Yeah,
Zion,
yeah.
Chicago, or in that area.
It's all the same shit in the
Yeah,
Midwest.
yeah. They're over there.
It's cold
so,
and it sucks.
Yeah. So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So while we were in the last home of being, which we didn't know it was like our last era before the landmarks took us in. What is her name? I know the husband's name was Fernando.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Maybe her name was Eusebia or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that was her name. Eusebia.
Okay.
A witch. Anyways, she prepped us. And when I say prepped us, she knew that CPS was coming.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, hey, these people are going to come. And I had marks on me. I had bruises and whatever. Say you fell down the stairs. Say this, that, whatever. And if you say anything about we hurt you, I'm going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
If you say anything. So I'm sitting in the chair getting interviewed, and the lady's name was Sarah. I believe. Sarah or Susan, something with the S. And she was the CPS lady. And, I'm terrified. So the lady, there's a table, and then there's CPS. And I want to say there was cops outside. I don't remember. But they're interviewing us. Hey, or they're doing a little check-in or whatever. Hey, how's everything going? It's okay. And I'm sitting there like barely talking, barely moving. And I think and the way my eye is moving, I'm crying for help. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like, please help me. So the lady writes on a piece of paper, and she's like, "It's okay. We know. Like, if you, whatever you got to say, you're gonna be okay because you're not gonna be here after today." Like, basically, to sum it up, you know what I'm saying? So, this is from what I remember. I broke down. I'm getting beat up. I'm getting fucking. I'm hungry. I'm not getting fed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in a basement. I'm cold. My brothers are. I'm the one. Me and my brother David. We're the ones getting our ass beat to protect my little brothers, so they wouldn't get the suffering and shit like that. Like, I was always the protector. But I'm sore. I'm tired. I'm hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to go to school looking like a hot mess, getting bullied in school because of the way I'm dressed, the way that I look. I got a split lip, or I got marks on my, like I don't want to take my shirt off at the gym or whatever, like, because I'm sore. There's nights where I can't even sleep because I don't know if they're gonna come up the stairs and fuck me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then before that, I was getting molested by women, and I was getting molested by like, it was always this women, just weird women that gross. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a child, and you over here touching me down there, like, you know what I'm saying? And no one knows this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it traumatized me. It fucked me up because this was like, I didn't know there was a God or nothing like that. Like, so I'm just in my mind, like, why am I going through this? There was a point where there was a balcony and I threw myself over to try to kill myself. You know how many times I tried killing myself, man? Probably over 50 times. Like, even when I grew up out of that, like, even like after I was adopted, and like even those moments, I try to take myself out and whatever, like.
Well, just because your situation because your situation gets better doesn't mean that your brain gets better.
Yeah, man. It was just like I was tired, and I was just ready to be laid to rest. Like, I was exhausted, man. It was tiring. You know what I mean?
One question. So up until this point, before you're with the Landmarks, does your biological mom have anything to do with you? Does she reach out? Does she come see you? Does she talk to you?
No. So, from my understanding, she went to prison for like 9 years.
Damn.
Yeah, for being like the owner of a crack house or something like that. And so my biological father also was in prison during that time. I think when I was like 2, and like to present day.
Yeah, I didn't even think about your biological dad.
Yeah,
I just assumed. I was just like, that motherfucker's gone.
Yeah, non-existent.
Yeah.
Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what? I'm going to put this out right now. Oh. To my birth mom, I forgive you. I never said this, and it's been in my heart. I almost teared up. But I've always wanted to say this. I forgive you. And, I hope whatever you're going through in your life right now, and I pray that you are taking care of Genesis and Irani, which was my 2 sisters that they were never in the adopted system. They actually live with her. But I forgive you, and I want to say that to you. Like, there's no hurt feelings. It's just a story that I tell now. The past is the past. I've grown up, but I do forgive you. So.
That's
I just had to put that.
Right there,
I had to. I've never in my life, like, I never forgave her till today.
Why do you think? What? I mean, we got a lot to talk about here, but just since we're on this point, why do you think that? Why do you think that is? Like, why do you forgive her? Why?
Me being in my age now, I know mistakes happen. And. Unfortunately for her, drugs got the best of her, and at the time it was like, why? Now I understand why. It was because you were addicted to drugs. You were an unfit mother. And, at that time, shit happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, but for you to go through what you did and allowed me now to be where I'm at. So if it wasn't for her going through any of that, I wouldn't be in this chair talking to you, and I wouldn't be in my life, like, being me. You know what I'm saying? So I forgive her because that's what God would want me to do. I don't want to die, and I don't want her to die, and I never, ever said, I forgive you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because life is too short. It's honestly too short. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of homeboys. I have a lot of friends that passed away probably wishing to shoot their shot with a woman or apologize for something they did and whatever, and they never got the chance. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like it was always that time for me to say I forgive you. It just, I felt like today was the perfect moment for it. Why not? You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think we could figure out a way to make sure she sees this.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, believe it or not, she does reach out to me on Facebook.
Does she?
Yeah. So when I was 18 years old, I had a cousin, a biological cousin. Mind you, I'm living in Kenosha. And my biological cousin lived in Milwaukee. My brother David already ran away from home, whatever, at that time, and met up with them. So I got into an argument with my mom and dad, Jeff and Rebecca Landmark, and I was like, man, fuck this. Like, I'm 18. I'm leaving. I don't want to argue. I'm out this motherfucker. Like,
Do you remember what you were arguing about?
hell no. I have no idea what it was.
Some dumb shit.
Yeah, it was probably so petty. Like,
Yeah.
it was just, I just looked at it as an outlet. Like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, whatever. And at that time, I ended up moving in with one of my boys. This is how irrelevant it was, because I don't even remember their fucking names. Like, I was just a kid, just being, you know, a teenager being a teenager. Like, it is what it is. But I remember not moving, but I ended up getting picked up by one of my cousins. No, I lied. Yes, no, that's what happened. And I was in this ugly ass trapper that I was driving. It was a Chevy Corsica.
Oh shit.
Some ugly, like, with the red velvet seats, and it was ugly ass car. But I thought I was the shit.
Hell yeah.
And driving all the way to Milwaukee, and had the address. Knocking on this lady's door. Yeah, she was at that time, she was still drunk. You know, she was drunk, so she didn't know who the fuck I was.
This was your own mom?
Yeah, my birth mom.
She didn't even know who you were, and you were knocking on the front door?
Yeah, she was drunk.
She was at your cousin's house?
No, she was at her house.
Oh, so he's the one who gave you the address and then brought you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you just knock on the door. What happens?
She opens up the door, like, looks me up and down, drunk as hell, and just, wrong house. And I'm looking at her. I know who she is, because I remember. I'm looking at her like, I know you. I know who you are. Like, shut the door on me. Okay.
What?
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
So then what? Where do you go from there? I
I was homeless. Slept
Yeah?
in a car like a dumbass. I ran away from home.
Yeah.
You know, so I slept in the car and whatever. The next day, it's daylight, you know, knocking on that door.
You went back?
Hell yeah, I went back. I want answers.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get no answers.
No.
She opened the door. She remembered who I was. It was all happy. That was the worst thing I ever did, was fucking go to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
The worst thing I ever did. I wish I never did that.
Just opened up all these wounds and shit.
Man, open up wounds. Man, I started catching charges. I was in a gang. You know, I was around the wrong crowd, caught cases. Like, Milwaukee is what made me hard body, like, made me a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, it
was in you though.
Yeah, it was always in me.
You.
For sure.
I mean, you don't go through that shit and not.
Yeah. I was always a hard body
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like, I knew I was a grit and dirty motherfucker. Like, you know, I'm a loving and caring person when I gotta be, but don't fuck with me, because
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna like who the fuck comes out that cage. You're
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
mean,
like it. I promise you.
You don't have trauma like that and not be that way, bro.
Yeah. And my boys could vouch for me in Milwaukee. Hey man, there was a point in time where we was doing point them out, knock them out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
my god.
Yeah.
I got a couple friends that went to prison for a long time for that fucking game.
Yeah, bro, point them out, knock them out, and like there was even times where, and this is so fucked up, you know, like I regret it all, but we would get in cars and we'd innocent motherfuckers like, oh, that's him, jump out the car and beat the shit out of him, like, you know, or like,
You and I had very similar.
yeah,
very
man, it
similar
was just like
young men. Times.
and I look at it and I'm just like, damn, bro, like I was really a hothead, but just as I am now, I am before. Just now, I'm cleaner. I'm a cleaner version of me. Basically, the whole point of it is like you're gonna know who the fuck I am.
Mm-hmm.
One way or another, you're gonna know who the fuck Landmark is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get my respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And do you think that stems from A, not having respect when you were so little, and B, just getting treated like you were basically nothing?
All that and being overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone always looked at me as like the puny little kid that was just a nobody.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like because I wanted to be like cared for or whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. Because if you grew up how I grew up, you're not gonna give a fuck about like what people think about you now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm now I'm this hood motherfucker. Like now I'm in a gang, and you know I'm just this hard body guy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you saying something slick, I'm what you say?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's you say the wrong, I'm pop shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I don't got no gun on me, you know, we used to throw house parties and whatever. Man, I'm in the basement. I'm in the backyard. Man, I'm knocking your shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm knocking your shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't know why I did it, but I'm doing it.
I was just
doing
thinking,
it.
I was just thinking to myself, you know, it's funny that you bring this up. I was literally just taking a piss in that bathroom this morning, and I was thinking to myself, you know how crazy it is that every single party I went to when I was little ended up with either someone got maced, someone got punched, there was gunshots, there was like, and I was just thinking to myself, every hood party ends the same fucking way.
That's how it is. I remember I threw a big ass house party, and who was the DJ at the time? It was Breezy Christian. Now he's like a top DJ for, I want to say Adidas or something like that now. So hey, congrats to you, my boy. But he was throwing, you know, house parties, and we hosted it at my birth mom's house and whatever. Oh, that bitch got raided.
Yeah.
Quick. Motherfucker got raided quick. I remember looking out the window and there's a whole like AR just facing my like
damn.
people hiding in the washing machine and whatever, and fucking cops were just like, "Toot, what the fuck? How you get in there?" Like, I'm just like, God damn.
Like,
Yeah, it was a time, but all that molded me to who I am now. You know, all the trial and errors, all the hurt, all the pain and suffering that I went through. You know, it was like it taught me wrong from right, and it molded me into the man that I am now. But not only that, it was also the toxic relationships that I was in. Not saying that I'm a saint.
No.
You know, I had my fair shares of, you know, being a fuck up in relationships or whatever.
Well, you're not going to go through what you went through and not be a fuck up in a relationship.
Of course.
I mean,
trial and error. It's the main thing about mistakes is that you got to learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can make as many mistakes, but what builds true character is learning from that mistake and saying, all right, that didn't work like that. I'm not going to do it again.
I like that.
Hell yeah. That's what built me. That's what built like my character in life. And it was just more of like, now at this time, I'm, you know, again, I ran away from home trying to figure out who I am. You know, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was going to do in life. This was in the middle of my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Like towards the end of my senior year, I left from a D1 school, Tremper High School. And I didn't graduate from there. But I was there for, sophomore through senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And I left, disappeared. And I went to South Division. Ghetto ass school. Bro, I enlisted in it, and my first day walking in that bitch, there was that was the first time that I ever seen like whites, blacks, Mexicans, and Puerto Ricans all segregated, like their own clique, fighting. I seen a nigga get stabbed with a fucking pin in his neck in the school. Just a whole fight, and I'm walking through this bitch like, oh, you know, I'm coming from a school where it was just like mainly just white people, Tremper High School. So I'm coming to the hood wearing American Eagle, Hollister, while these people are wearing, you know, like South Pole and shit. I'm just like, oh fuck, what the fuck did I get? The good thing was that I was very athletically fit, so I was like, you know, I was stocky. So, but I'm like, okay, this is new to me. You know, like the way they're fighting and the way like but something. That's where it was like a fire in me. Like, ooh, I like this. To you. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, like. So this is how y'all handle problems. Yep. All right, talk to me slick. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me nice, cause I'm gonna talk back. Yeah. Hey, don't fuck with me. And then that's how shit happened. That's how like motherfuckers started knowing who I was, and then like I was a ladies man because I was like fresh meat. Like out here, no one knows who I really am like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a new guy or whatever, and like, you know, I like it like that. Yeah. But
I like that too.
Yeah, where it's just like...
Yeah, nobody knows you.
No, they just know what I post on Instagram, and they just know, like, you know, what I tell them. But
that's it right there, what you tell them. Emma and I were just talking about this the other day, how I was like, I don't want to mix my old life and my new life because, like, I'm never fake about who I am or what I've been through or anything, but I like people to know what I want you to know, and that is it. I don't want you to know anything else. I don't need you to be going over here to talk to that person and they tell you this, and that's not even true, but they heard it from fucking so-and-so and blah, blah, blah.
Elephant in the room bullshit, man. You know how many times I can tell someone one thing and it goes through like 10 people, and then this person comes to me and like, yo, I heard some shit. What's up? And it's the completely opposite of what I'm like. It's crazy how one person can stir up words to like where it was one thing, and then they come and it's now a whole
telephone game type.
Yeah, and it's just like, me? Who told you this? Bring them to me, or let's go talk. Call them. You know, because at the end of the day, that's my character you're fucking with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a real ass motherfucker. Like, people who really know me know I'm real as fuck. Like, you don't gotta like me. You don't gotta we don't gotta kick it all the time. You know what I'm saying? But you are going to respect me. That's one thing for sure. I don't give a fuck if your bitch ended up liking me. That's between y'all two. They ain't got nothing to do with me. But you're going to respect me. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not doing that. And I learned a lot, you know, and no diss to no Florida people out here. A lot of Florida motherfuckers, they just talk. They little, you know, they just talk. And it's just like, when you ready to step up, oh, no, bro, it wasn't even like that, man. You know, like, we good? Hey, if you was in my city, bro, your whole family wearing your shirt. Like, if you try some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're already planning your obituary. Like, chill the fuck out.
It's different out here, man, because the difference is, like, this feels like a town. Yeah. You know, this feels like a town to me. Yeah. Like, this doesn't feel like how like it felt.
No, like this is like Candyland. Like, it's all sweet.
It doesn't feel like a city.
No.
It feels like a town.
Yeah.
You know, like you pull up and it's like, oh, we're in a nice little town.
Yeah.
You know, it's different.
Yeah.
And the people you meet are different. And I like it that way because I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I just want to hang out, you know. But it's just people act different. You hear things and you're like, you would never actually do that because you're not that guy.
Man,
you know? Like, people are just different out here, you know.
It's very different.
And I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not saying that people up in Minneapolis or Milwaukee are tough or this or that or blah blah blah. And I'm not saying people down here are bitches or anything like that at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's different. It's a lot different.
It's not cutthroat over here. It's more of like a peace treaty type of deal. Like, if you're gonna start some shit, you know, it's either going to be about it or, you know, like the old me, I would have fucked you up. Now, I'm like, you don't want to do that, bro.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna do you the favor, and I'm just gonna, you know, we're gonna resolve this a different way because, first off, the way that I'm going is up, and you're not gonna fuck that. You're not gonna fuck that up by putting me in jail because I touched you, because I hit you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a man to man talk, and you're gonna understand by looking at me in my face and my expression. You better pipe the fuck down because it can go one or two ways. You know what I'm saying?
And we're just talking Fort Myers, by the way.
Yeah. We're not talking about like, hey,
Dude,
and I ain't got no beef with nobody. I have no beef with no one. I have no beef with no one.
No.
That's first. I'll make that clear. And if I do, none of y'all making no noise. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know where I be at.
There's gonna be people in Tampa. There's gonna be people in Miami. They're gonna be like, "Hold on, what the fuck this kid just say?" And it's like, no. There is some savages in Florida. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know a couple Goonies out here. I know a couple Goonies for sure.
I don't know how long ago this whole Milwaukee situation was, and I don't want to speak on any gang shit, but can you talk about some of the acts that were going on at this time? Some things that stick out to you that you might have done that are not too,
fond.
I ain't trying to incriminate nobody.
Nah, shit. That's already buried. Like,
good.
It's done and over with. Excuse me. I was jumped in a gang, or initiated in a gang in a basement. Another fun fact. Where I lived, it was in the north. Well, it was actually around the corner from Jeffrey Dahmer's house.
Oh shit!
Where he used to live in apartment buildings on Wells. Yeah. So, but it was in a basement, and I don't want to name the names, but it was three of my boys, and we were a clique called Grimy Boys. You know what I'm saying? And we were fucking grimy. Yeah. We were grimy as hell. But I remember. Oh, they fucked me up. They fucked me up. It was two ways to get into the gang. All three jump me in there, and I can't do nothing but just block my face, or one hits me for 30 seconds, and I can't do nothing about it. And I just kind of, and I think that's that's the one that I did, because I remember my boy, yeah, that motherfucker got me, because the next day, I couldn't breathe. My ribs, I felt like they collapsed. My lungs, like, I was in pain.
Yeah.
But that hurt is what, like, I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Who's got a gun for sale?
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready. Like, let's do this, But
who's got a gun for sale?
Yeah, I remember, envious people at a house party. And again, I had Goonies out there, like my Dominican brothers, bro, they're crazy.
Dominicans are crazy.
Oh, bro. Man, my Dominican, and I love Dominicans. Like, they crazy though.
Yeah.
And I remember I had a situation with this one dude, and he tried to start some shit with me or whatever. Not like I don't know, too much to drink or whatever. At that time, everyone was drinking MD 2020. You ever heard of that?
Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is something serious. Like these cats now don't even know what that is. But
no, I don't even know. Does that even exist?
Yeah, you know what? I seen it at my corner store. Yeah, a bunch of blue, green, red. Like they got, and I'm like, damn, that shit's still on the shelf.
I didn't know that.
That and Four Locos. Like
Four Loko. Oh my god.
Oh, that's getting you. That's
quickest way to set it off right there.
Oh
dude.
Man, what? But I remember having beef with someone. It was basically, it happened in my crib, and one of my boys was fucking with his bitch. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was his ex at the time. So they they're fucking around, whatever. Anyways, because it happened at my place, it was my beef now. You know what I'm saying? He tried to, take me out. He had the pistol to my head and whatever, blah, blah, blah. At that time, I ain't had no toy on me. You know what I'm saying? So he pointed like this. I'm standing right here and I'm looking and I'm just like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm about to get shot in the middle of my fucking yard. And then my boy comes. And my other boy comes. You ain't finna do shit. You ain't finna do shit to Landmark. Like, nah. Put the gun down. They just beat the shit out of him. Beef done. You know what's crazy? It's like, even though I can hold my own, I was always like the little brother to like most of the goons out here, like in Milwaukee. Like even my Arab brothers, like I was protected by them. Like all my Goonies, like I was always a little brother. So like I'm not saying I was untouchable, but damn near I was. Like you would have to get through these motherfuckers to get to me first. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I was always protected, and I'm always grateful for that. You know what I mean? Like, but nobody will let. And I think what it was because of my character. I was always a nice person. Like, even though I had that evil side to me, I was always caring. Like, I don't want to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to fuck you up. I don't want to see you bleed. I don't want to, like, I don't, because I know how that feels. You know what I mean? Like, but I've gotten in a couple shootouts. I've stolen cars. I've done
You were
a lot
telling
of
me a
shit.
story when you first got here about how you stole a car and then you.
That was my first time. That was my first time ever learning how to drive a stick shift car.
Yeah.
It was a red truck. The alarm started going off and whatever. And I'm with one of my guys in the car. And I'm like, yo, you know how to drive this shit? Like, how the fuck you turn the car on? It's stick shift. So you had to put the clutch down and then, you know, turn the key. I didn't know that. So I'm over here. In the process of stealing the car, I'm on YouTube trying to like how to start a stick shift car. You know, like a quick little 2-3 minute tutorial. Like, all right, fuck it. Put the neutral or put the clutch in. It's in neutral. So you got to shake a little bit to make sure it's in neutral. Put that bitch in first. Slowly let off the clutch and put some gas in there. So I'm doom, 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 doom. And then I get out of there and I'm gone. Like, but
That's fucking funny. You learn stealing a car, you learn how to.
that's how I learned to drive stick shift. That's how I learned.
I got YouTube pulled up.
Yeah, don't play. Now I'm cool with it. Yeah. I was just spontaneous, man. That's all it was.
So, is there a point where you were like, all right, man, this is getting to be a bit too much. I'm sick of being in trouble. I don't want to fuck this gang shit anymore. And you move out of Milwaukee, or was it pretty much just that was your life until you moved here?
No, so I was in Milwaukee, but then I ended up kind of slowing down after I caught a case. I caught a case and I was looking at some prison time. And from that, I'm like, fuck. Like, and I'm getting older. So I'm like, I got to chill out. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up, so in Milwaukee, you got South Side, North Side, West Side, East Side, downtown. And then you have like West Allis area, which is obviously the West Side, but it's like more of like a calmer area. So I ended up moving to the West Side, West Allis area on 76 and Howard. So it was like a more chill area. And from that moment, I kind of chilled out. You know, I started getting into. I ended up opening up a CBD shop. Somebody put me on a CBD. And that's when CBD was like just popping. I ended up opening up a shop. One of the worst investments ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only because it happened during COVID. So then I had to I had to shut down right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was
that's
like,
so frustrating.
Yeah, it was, and I lost so much money in that. But I was always plugged in. But where were we going with this?
I'm kind of trying to figure out what.
How did I get chilled out? Like,
why'd you chill out?
I chilled out because.
You don't want to go to prison.
Yeah, I didn't want to go to prison, and then you know I was a club promoter, so I was always in the club scene. I was always like we transitioned from house parties to clubs, and at that moment I kind of just wanted to be known just for like a club promoter. You know, I wanted to be that guy like yo, I want to fuck with him, blah blah blah. Like he's cool peoples, and then I ended up meeting my ex on New Year's. My fault. I ended up meeting my ex on New Year's. And, you know, we talked and whatever. The beginning to hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the devil made that package for me. You know what I'm saying? He created it. That wasn't God sent. That was the devil sent. Where it's like a woman is everything you want, but she ain't going to be good for you. You know what I'm saying? But at that moment, I didn't know that. And I'm not talking shit about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I wish her nothing but success. You know what I'm saying? We were just not right for each other. You know what I'm saying? It was just a very toxic relationship, you know? And it was because of her of why I ended up going to Florida. Believe it or not.
What was that conversation like?
It was like, I'm fucking tired of Wisconsin, and if we don't go to Florida, I'm breaking up with you.
And you're like, we're going to Florida.
Hopped up on the motherfucking Craigslist looking for... Bro, I got scammed like $600 on Craigslist.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
What happened?
Fake ass applications.
Yeah.
They got my ass.
Yeah.
So then one day I ended up calling a lady and I'm like, look, listen. I'm serious. I didn't even look at the place. So I'm like, yo, I'm serious about moving to Florida And it was a place in Lehigh. I didn't even know what the fuck Lehigh was.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm serious about it. If you can hold it, I'll pay $100 more than what you're asking for. You know, if you just hold it. So we ended up taking I don't remember. I think we took a flight out there. I signed the lease. Then we drove. Then we went back. We drove from Wisconsin all the way. So we drove over 1,400 miles to Lehigh.
That drive sucks, bro.
Man.
Oh, it sucks, bro.
I saw the house, bro.
You're like, we're going back to Wisconsin.
I saw the house, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
This is what I just signed a lease to?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what my roommates were? Fucking roaches. Roaches in that house. And I'm just like, are you serious?
Yeah.
So, this is where... So, I came with my ex out here to Florida. We tried to make it work. You know what I'm saying? But for her, it was more of like, she was ready to... She was in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a trap.
Mm-hmm.
Because now Miami's right there.
Mm-hmm.
So
It sure is.
her being her and her looking the way she is, she was ready to be elevated by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm over here like, patient. Just be patient. Because I got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
I got a plan. It's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be now, it may not be tomorrow, but I have a plan and it's going to work. She didn't like the waiting part.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She knew I was a go-getter, but she just didn't like that waiting part. So she did what she did. You know, unfortunately, I got fucked over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to use certain terms, but I got fucked over in the relationship.
How'd you find out that you got fucked over?
What was it? I was selling solar at the time with one of my buddies, and she called me. I think she thought that it was her sister or something like that, but she bragged about the dude. And then hung up. And then I called back, and I'm like, what the fuck? Bro, my heart is like...
Oh, dude, I would snap.
I was freaking the fuck out. Who? Blah, blah, blah. She had no care in her heart, bro. Like, towards me. Yeah. This is why I give y'all women a hard time, because I was fucked over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that
it's
shit
nothing
hurts.
personal. Yeah, but like when a woman does that to a man, especially when a man gives everything to a woman, I'm going to be cutthroat. I'm going to be hard. I'm not going to make it easy for you. You know what I'm saying? Especially me being... Everyone thinks I'm like 24, 23. Like, no, I'm 32 years old. I'm ready for a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Not somebody that's out in the club scene every fucking weekend. Not somebody that's like, I don't give a fuck if you're not on your shit, because I could be the one to elevate you.
Mm-hmm.
But, come on, ladies. Like, there's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, back to what I was talking about. She bragged about the dude. You know, oh, he showed me, you know, places, blah, blah, blah. Bro, this motherfucker done took her to a baseball game and motherfucking, like weak ass shit. And it's like
goddamn, it's not like you're going to Noble
he
every
showed me
weekend.
places like, motherfucker, like, hold up. You could have took me with too, because I'm new out here. Somebody got to show me places too. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, is that really the reason? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he showed me a new experiences. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Because at the end of the day, that was God preparing me for a new chapter in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier before, if it wasn't for her doing what she did, I would have never left, bro. I would have been so miserable. And I put her on a pedestal, and I loved her more than I loved myself. And then when the relationship ended and all that, like, yeah, of course I was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, when I let that hurt go, fuck you. Fuck you. You look good. Hey, I'll give you that. You look good, but fuck you. You never... Landmark. You ain't fucking with Landmark no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and the lessons it teaches you, bro.
oh, it taught me so much, bro. It was... And I tell women and men this all the time. That self-love era is the best thing that you can possibly do for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It taught me what I want in a woman. It taught me what I'm not gonna tolerate. You know what I'm saying? It taught me basically just me loving myself. A heartbreak put me in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like because of that, it put me in the gym, and I started grinding, and now I got shit. I look good. You know what I'm saying? I take my shirt off. I'm like, damn, Landmark, like you doing something there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and it's like, you know, she's looking at your Instagram like,
yeah, and it's like, but when I said like I was in love, like I realized after my self-love era and after going through what I went through, I had to question that, and I'm like, was I in love with her?
Probably not.
No, I wasn't, bro. I was lusted. It was lustful. It's because she had a nice body, and you know what I'm saying, like whatever. I was just lustful, and it was like I said. That's why I said the devil delivered that package to me, because that package was not meant for me. You know what I'm saying? That's how God works. He's gonna bring you a package, but sometimes people are so impatient that they open the wrong package. You know what I'm saying? The right package, God's not gonna mess that package up. It's gonna come at its timing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
exactly
the wrong packages come. You know what I mean? So it's like, that was my wrong package. You know? Now God's preparing a perfect package, but guess what? I got to go through that journey first. A lot of people are too excited about the end outcome that they never appreciate the struggle, or they never appreciate what's in between that.
I was just talking about this with my girl yesterday, bro. I was just talking about this, how like I feel like I have this and I feel like everyone has this. A lot of people have this issue where I'm always so focused on the next move, the next dollar, the next thing, the da-da-da-da-da, and I like, it fucked me up recently. Like, it fucked my life up, because like I was so focused on the next thing constantly that I was never present in anything that was going on, and it caught up to me, dude, and it fucked my head up, and I had some shit going on recently that like,
you good now?
I'm straight. I'm so straight, bro.
Good.
But and I'll talk about it eventually. It's just not something I gotta talk to I started therapy again. I've been working through it. I gotta just.
You like therapy?
And I wanted to talk to you about this because we're gonna talk about this.
Okay.
But I love therapy.
Really?
I've had. Well, I'm the type of person where I went through therapy when I was. I went to rehab so many fucking times, bro. That they're always throwing you in therapy in there. But then I was like. I would go in these chunks where I would do therapy for a year, and I would get so much better mentally. And then I would stop going, and then I would slowly digressing, and my progression would go the wrong way. And the next thing you know, I'm all fucked up in the head again. And then I'll get back in therapy, and they would teach me shit, and I would get back to where like, you know, I'm a huge proponent of therapy. I think everyone, especially someone like you who has been through the shit that you've been through, you and I can have this conversation all day. I'm not a therapist. I can't tell you what to do with those feelings, because there's things that are so deep in that fucking vault of yours that you will never be able to even comprehend it. But a person who knows what they're talking about can tell you what you're supposed to hear.
I have a love and hate thing with that. But
so you've been to therapy?
I've been to therapy, not by me wanting to go.
Yeah,
I had to go. Like, I'm
court order shit. Like, they're like, you got to do this, you got to do that type stuff.
Not even that. I think it was just because I'm, my adopted parents, my parents now, just to figure out like what I went through to cope with that. So my thing is, and again, I'm considering therapy, just because I'm listening to like you, and then I listen to other people that say they've been to therapy and it's helping. But like, my thing is like, you went to school for that. That's school. Good for you. You know what I'm saying? Why am I going to sit there and pay you $120 an hour for some shit that you never went through and be like, oh, this, that. So that's my controversy on that part. It's like, how the fuck are you going to tell me, oh, it's going to be okay, you got to do this, and you didn't live what I went through. So how are you going to tell me it's okay?
Here's the thing.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, because I had the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why I hated therapy. I fucking would not want to go. I wouldn't go to therapy.
Yeah.
And then when I would go to therapy,
that's my problem now.
It'd just be some bitch that I'd be talking to, and I'd be like, I wouldn't care.
I go in there. I already go in there closed-minded. Like I'm in here not by choice. I'm in here because I have to be in here. Like, it's not like, so say what you got to say, and then I would sit there just like, yeah.
I was like that for so long.
I'm fine. I'm cool.
For so long.
Why are you this way? Blah blah blah. Well, just went through some shit. Like, and I would never open up because it was just like, in my mind, I'm like, lady or man, dude, you're getting paid to talk to me. You don't want to talk to me because you want to talk to me. Guess what? You're getting paid off of me, just like everybody else fucking did. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the part that always was in my mind, like, does this person mean well, or
Get it.
are they really, really, really trying to help me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it. So the thing that changed me was I went on a therapist hunt. Not this most recent time, but a while back, I had to go for some very specific, like, anger things that I had going on. Because I was like you, bro, where I would just snap.
Yeah.
And I would ruin everything, dude. I would burn fucking everything around me. I would make
Yeah.
sure that everyone knew what was going on because I was angry. So I had to find a therapist that was specific in this, like, anger issue thing, right? This anger management issue. And I met a dude who was a meth head who went through all of the same shit that I went through times 10. And that changed what I thought about therapists, because I thought, oh, all these therapists, they grew up in this situation, and now they're fucking getting paid to listen to me talk, and they don't give a fuck about me, and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of therapists out there who do therapy because they went through the shit we went through, and they know that there's someone else that can learn from it. There's a lot of therapists like that, bro. Most therapists have been through a lot of shit, and you, as the person who's paying them, can ask them whatever the fuck you want, and they don't have to answer the question, but most of them will.
Yeah.
The therapist I have right now, fucking gangster, bro.
Oh, I'm gonna need that contact
Dude,
info.
I'm telling you. And the thing is you could go to 3, 5, 10, 15 therapists, and it's going to cost money, but you got to fortify the mind. And if it matters to you to be mentally strong and mentally healthy, and you're mentally strong, it's very clear.
Yeah.
But mentally healthy and mentally strong are two different things. You can work through whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're going to be healthy and happy
100%.
at the end of the day. You were just
100%.
saying, yeah, I might smile to your face, but when I go home, I ain't fucking
Yeah,
happy.
it's
you
true.
know?
It's true. A lot of people, they I think this is when I said this before we got cut off the first time, right? I don't think I said it during this.
Let's hear it.
But like as I said before, a lot of people look at me and is like landmark, like you smile, you seem happy, and you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not.
No.
I'm not happy. I'm not. I'm. If you want the honest truth, like I am hurting. I am broken.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a mess.
I feel you.
But I'm not gonna show that in public. I'm not gonna show that on my Instagram. I'm gonna, hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Blah. I'm not. I'm gonna show you what you guys want to see, because at the end of the day, people do really look up to me. People look at and I want to be my end goal is honestly to be a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a story to tell, and I was telling you, like I'm in the process of writing a book called I Have a Story to Tell. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I at least could change one person's life by listening either to this podcast or, whatever motivational speech that I drop on Instagram or whatever. I know I can change somebody's life. But to go back to what we're talking about, no, I'm not fucking happy.
No.
Life has been a bitch. What I've been through has been hell. My journey is stressful. I love it all because it again, it's defining who I am. I got this next self-made. I'm a self-made motherfucker. Like, but truthfully, no, I'm not happy. Like, I remember one time I went out to eat by myself, and a man came up to me, and he was like, "The eyes don't lie. Just understand everything's gonna be okay." And like at that moment, bro, I don't even think I got tears that work. I don't even think like whatever that word is called.
Broken.
Yeah, like I don't think it works because but I wanted to cry at that moment because it was like, that person saw through me. You know what I'm saying? Like most people just see me. They see they just see me.
Yeah, the facade you're putting on at that moment.
Yeah. So I felt like that old man saw through me and saw that I was really hurting. But what am I gonna do? Because guess what? Life goes on.
Yeah, just gotta keep it moving.
Yeah, like what I'm gonna off myself? I tried that, But my God is bigger. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna. There's a purpose for me out here.
There
you know what I'm saying? So, no, I'm not happy. No, I'm not enjoying life. I am going through life. Yeah, it's just yeah, man.
I think that and I feel that because that's me, bro. I'm not fucking happy.
Yeah.
And I got everything, bro.
Yeah.
And you got everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like
we got all the
people,
tools.
yeah, you're successful, this and that. money doesn't buy happiness. No. Money buys things that make you happy. Understand that. That's two different things. Money does not buy happiness. It just buys the things that can make you temporarily happy. But if you know what's gonna make me happy? A good woman at home. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna make me happy. Someone that can understand me. Someone that can bring ideas to my mind. And I'm not saying I need a woman. I don't give a fuck about that. What I'm saying is that's a thing that I feel like would make me happy because I'm an old school romantic. I don't give a fuck about fucking this girl, fucking that girl, fucking this. Like, when you get to my age, you're going to understand that being a player or being a hoe is not cool.
It is not cool.
No, for what?
It's so fucking whack,
Keeping
bro.
one girl that's untouchable that you put on, because at the end of the day, fellas, a woman is a reflection of you. So how you move is how she's going to move. So if you are taming her correctly and you are putting her on this like pedestal, don't put her on a pedestal that's above you to where you lose yourself. But when you put her on a pedestal to the point where you're putting her in a position to win and she can uplift you and put more money in your pocket, bro, you winning. Keep her and keep her away. Keep her away from the motherfuckers that are, gonna put shit in her ear. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a true statement where they say, you hang out with 5 bums, you're gonna be the 6th. You hang out with 5 millionaires, you're gonna be the 6th. You are a product of your own environment, but at the end of the day, you write your chapter. You're the one that writes the end. You write your book. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it is. And a lot of people don't understand that concept. They're like, oh, I grew up like this, so this is why I act the way I act. I hate when people say that shit.
Oh, I know, dude. Is it the worst? I know, dude.
Make it make sense. What do you mean?
You don't want to be better? You don't want to be better, motherfucker?
You don't want to break generational curses?
Yeah.
What? So because your mom and dad did this and this and this and this, now you want to fucking be a bum and be an asshole for the rest of your life? What is that going to get you? What doors is that going to open for you? You know what door it's going to open for you? It's going to open a jail cell.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's the only door it's going to open for you. Either that or the door that's going to open is going to be a door that you never wanted to open because of the position you put yourself in. By not understanding you can break that cycle, but it's all up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish a lot of people thought the way we thought. You know what I mean?
I do too.
But
I think that now that you're at least there's a percentage of you that's interested in therapy. I think that I think we need to run a second episode, but I think first what we need to do is I think you need to get a therapist. And I'm not telling you what to do. You do what the fuck you want. You're a grown-ass man.
Connect
me.
But
I think we need to get you on with a good therapist. My therapist is great. And I think that we should fortify that mind. And I'm going to keep checking on you. And I want to see where you're at in a year if you're doing therapy.
Let's do it. Accountability partner, bro. You know?
Because I think that I can see it in you, bro. I know that you have every dude. I fucking feel like you and I are the same person. It's crazy,
I love that,
man.
man.
I feel like
I love it.
We've been through completely different life situations, but I see a lot of you. I see a lot of myself in you, and I feel like you got all the tools. But like, bro, like you gotta get that right, and I gotta get that right too, because bro, I just went through some shit that just like fucked me up, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm finally on the other end of that, and I feel like I'm, you know how like I was saying, like I'm not happy. I guess that's not true. I'm happy because I'm not going through what I was just going through a minute ago.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Dude,
like I like the way you put that, because it's not like for people to like misinterpret it. I am happy.
Yeah.
But my soul is what's not happy. You know what I'm saying? It's like Lil Boosie said, you know, my soul's fucked up. My mind's fucked up. My soul's fucked up. You know, a nigga tried to rob me. That's some fucked up shit. Like, you know, he says that in one of his songs, Betrayed by Lil Boosie. Listen to it. But he says that in a song. And it's relatable because my whole life, I've been betrayed. My whole life, you know. And I was talking to this with my boy Jose and and one of my good friends, Rico and Will, and like usually we'll just have like a little session in the living room and we'll just start talking about life. And I know one of them mentioned like, why aren't you engaged or married or whatever it was? And my response was, I think I am the person that's just a temporary person in everyone's life. I think I'm either going to be a lesson or a blessing to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I thought for the longest. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I know I'm going to have my one. You know what I'm saying? One, I'm ready for it. But my whole life, I'm so used to temporary people. You know, going through foster homes, you know, being in relationships. People don't stay. They're just temporary. It's just seasons, you know? And that's another thing that I tell people. Everyone has their season. Just because it's not your season yet does not mean that it's not going to come. You just got to wait and process and, you know, sit on the bench for a little bit. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? But your season will come, you know? And for me, like, I know what it is to have everything. Man, I've had multiple six figures, you know? I didn't sling drugs, and I've had six figures from that. I didn't, you know, worked insurance. I didn't had six figures from that. I've had multiple six figures. I done touched a lot of money, and then I done lost it all. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made me me. You know what I mean?
Do you meditate?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. That's something new. Like, bro, you got to come to my spot. Like, I have this balcony that looks over the ocean.
Beautiful.
And, like, you can hear the water and just the view. It's a perfect meditation.
That's where I like to meditate. I go to the beach.
Yeah,
to
turn on the incense. Turn on some, like, Lo-fi music. You know about Lo-fi?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, it's that chill. Like, if nobody knows about Lo-fi, like, if you just, it's on YouTube. Just type in Lo-fi,
and they got
relaxing music.
They got everything, too. They got
hip hop and
they got everything.
chill.
Any
Yeah,
type
and
of
it's
genre
so
you like.
meditating. It's super meditating. But yeah, I listen to that. Or my number one thing, I love worship music.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That cleanses my spirit. I used to actually be on the worship team one time.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, I do music. I sing.
Oh, hell
yeah.
yeah.
I used to be on the worship team.
Looks like Chris Brown sings King
Yeah,
Dance.
yeah. I can dance.
Hey.
I can dance. Ain't nobody ever caught me dancing. And I hope anybody who's seen me when I was younger, like doing like church hip hop dance, please, if you got the video, do not leak that. Man, I thought I was like, you know.
Yeah, you thought you were nice.
Yeah, I thought I was. I look back and I'm like, damn, boy, you got no motion.
You journal?
I do journal. I do write down my goals.
And you believe in manifestation?
I do, 100%. I think a lot of people know me from that, like
Good.
manifestation and like.
That's your shit.
But I'm gonna clarify something, because a lot of people get it confused, and this is just my idea of manifestation. Prayer is talking to God. Manifestation is listening to God. Understand that. You know? Have you ever heard that before?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, someone said that to me and it changed my whole point of view.
Yeah, that's
like, don't get it,
interesting. I never
because
thought about
without manifestation, like, you can't just talk to the universe. You have to talk to God, because God is the one that created the universe. People may have I believe in God. You know, I'm not. You know, you guys can believe in monkeys and whatever. That's.
I just started
kudos.
believing in God again after this last shit I went through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, that man, because of him is why I'm still alive and why I came from like a good home now, and like, you know, because of him.
Yeah, that's why I truly believe that he is the only reason I'm alive right now after this most recent
Yeah.
just like fucking episode of my life, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just
It's
like, dude. Yeah, I like that though. I like that. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, so
That's interesting.
prayer is talking to God. Manifestation is listening to God. So you're gonna listen. Like, obviously, like, I mean, there's a couple of scriptures in the Bible where it talks about, you know, without God, or with God, all things are possible. Like, basically saying, if you already believe it, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people talk to me and they're like, "Are you a millionaire?" Blah blah blah, pending millionaire. You know, I have the money. I just gotta figure out a way to go get it. I have it though. So let's just figure out. I mean, I ain't gonna rob no bank, but we're gonna figure out a way to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's how you have to think though. You have to change.
Oh,
like,
for sure you do.
Your persona, and a lot of people are stuck on like a frequency that's so low that they'll
low,
never
bro.
get out of that mindset of where it's like, you know, you got to be up here to understand what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, that is one thing that I do. I like to journal. I like to write down my goals. I love listening to worship music just because that cleanses the soul, and it's just very relaxing, and it's like a reset, you know? And it also gets me motivated, and, you know, I don't go to church. I used to be big in church. I don't go to church ever since I got tattoos on me. I went to a church one time that was like and they looked at me like I was a demon that just walked in. It was the most hypocritical thing I've ever encountered in my life, because it's like, God is accepting. We are accepting.
Except for that motherfucker. What's up with him?
Except for him. Who the fuck? I'm like,
who let him in
you got tattoos? What the? You're a gangbanger? Like, leave. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one that God wants the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's who God accepts the most. Before the saint that does this and this and this. He wants the prostitute.
Right.
He wants the murderer.
Right.
He wants the liar. He wants the thief. That's the people that he wants in his church. And again, it's not that I'm against church. I just feel like my faith is so strong that I don't need to be in a church. I don't need to be in a building to show my faith with God.
Mm-hmm.
I can worship in my home.
Mm-hmm.
I can worship in my car.
Mm-hmm.
I can read my Bible. Like, my faith is that strong that I don't need to be in a church. Yes, it's good, sometimes to be in that air. But like, I mean, I'm new in Florida, so I don't really. Yeah. My boy Will, he's actually a worship team leader. I forgot the church, but yeah, that man's got vocals.
Well, if I find a church, I'm gonna start going to church here soon.
Yeah.
If I find one that looks at me and doesn't look at me sideways, I'll let you know. I mean, I got.
Yeah, man. I'm always down for it. You know what I'm saying? I was telling my buddy Will, I've been meaning to want to get into church more. Like, even if it's just like being on the media side or whatever. Like, but I've always wanted to help with church. Mm-hmm. Shit, I would even consider being on the worship team again.
Yeah.
Just cause.
Yeah, just being tapped in makes you feel better about your life. Man.
It does, and it's not me putting a fake persona. It's just because that's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a saint. Mm-hmm. I sin every single day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't take advantage of God's kindness. I don't. We all falling short. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
Everyone. We're not perfect people. And once you understand that you're not a perfect person and you're not going to walk life on eggshells, that's when you're going to be free. That's when you're going to understand the bigger purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? So that's my little advice right there.
I thought that was a good end thought. I was gonna ask you if you had any end thoughts, but I like that one.
Yeah, that's my end thought, man. Just keep going. Fuck anybody who says you can't do it or your dream is too big, because where I live now, me being in Florida, I never thought that a day in my life that I would ever be in Florida. Even to this day, I'll walk out the balcony. Right now, it's kind of gloomy out. I'm dealing with my seasonal depression.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the sun been at for like the last 5 days? But like, I still walk outside and I'm just like, and my peoples will tell you, like, they'll catch me saying it and I'm just like, thank you, God. Like, thank you for this. Like, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like when you come from a place like the Midwest, bro, even taking out all the other shit that you've been through, it's like I walk outside sometimes. I'm like, bro, I'm in fucking paradise. I cannot believe I made it here.
Of
dude.
course.
I would have never thought.
Of course. 100%. Like, go to Milwaukee.
Right.
You're going to understand what I'm talking about.
Like, goddamn, this place sucks.
Yeah. Like, we deal with polar vortex. We deal with, not seeing the sun for fucking 6-7 months because, you know what I mean? Like, it's cold as shit. Yeah. It's depressing. You see crackheads walking down the streets and it's like, bro, is this what my life going to consist of?
Yeah, this is it.
Now I walk out to paradise, palm trees and, the ocean and a balcony view and, like, I never take any of that for granted because, again, it could all be just taken away like this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Man.
You got to be grateful. I'm forever grateful for anybody and every person. I'm thankful for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for the opportunities. And that once you give thanks and gratitude for everything that you go through, like, again, life is going to be a lot easier.
Hell yeah.
Because you can't always just pinpoint. And you know what's crazy? I was talking to my boy about this last night. What God has written is already written. Mm-hmm. It's inevitable to run away from it. Mm-hmm. So live your life, because if God says, listen, you're gonna get hit by a truck and you're gonna die, hey, listen, it's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. You can hide from a truck however long. Guess what? You're still gonna get hit by a truck. Because if God written, you know what I'm saying? If it's already written, it's written.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that. So the whole point of that is like, live your life, because at the end of the day, you can't be so cautious about everything. You know you're wrong from right. Be good to people. You know what I'm saying? 2 wrongs don't make a right. Even though sometimes somebody will do something stupid and you want to do something back, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So jot those little notes down. You know what I'm saying? You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
All right, you guys, you know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll if you want to find Mr. Landmark, I'll make sure that's super easy for all y'all. We're gonna check in on Mr. Landmark here in a little bit. We're gonna find him a therapist. We're gonna get his brain right. And,
Hell yeah, man.
And maybe next time we shoot this podcast, we'll be in a mansion somewhere. So
Facts.
Thanks for watching, motherfuckers.
Manifesting.
I appreciate you,
Love,
man.
baby. Love. I appreciate
Thank you.
you. Always.
Take it
Always.
easy, guys.
That's fire as fuck.